All right, so the good folks over at Music Hack, the same people that make Master Plan, now has a new plugin that has been out for a little minute, and I'm just not getting on it. It is called Fuel, and this is basically a maximizer and a saturation tool with other tools built into one unit. So we definitely got to check this out.
Bolo!
Now, if you guys know Music Hack, they made one of the dopest mastering plugins. It's called Master Plan, and they actually piggyback off that and made this plugin, which is called Fuel. Now, for a lot of people who make music, saturation is a big thing because, you know, back in the day, people used to drive the signal into tape to give it like a saturated sound, and it just made things sound bigger and better. But imagine having a saturation plugin that actually has a maximizer in it as well. And you can use this on anything. You can use this on vocals, you can use this on a drum bus, you can use this on your full mix bus, you can use this on a bass, you can use this on a kick, you can use this on a snare, whatever you want to use it on, you can use this plugin. And the cool thing about it is it gives you that analog saturation and gives you that nice little crunch to it as well. And inside of this plugin, it has the same maximizer and clipper that is in Master Plan. So you know this thing is dope. Now, I know a lot of you guys are going to ask about the price. Is it under subscription and all that stuff like that? No. Now, they have two ways you can go ahead and get this. They have a rent-to-own plan where you pay $5 for 12 months and then it's yours. Or you can just go ahead and buy it for 59 bucks, which I think you should just go ahead and buy it, to be honest with you. And I forgot to mention that they have an option for you guys to try this plugin out for 14 days before you buy it. So, yeah. You can use it right now without paying for it. But either way works. But let's go ahead and open up the plugin so you guys can see what this thing can do. And I'll see you guys at the end of the video. Now, I'm in Logic Pro right now. I have a beat that I made a long time ago. I actually forgot about this beat. It's not too bad. It's not the best beat. It's okay. A little cheesy a little bit, but it's cool. But what we're going to do is we're going to add fuel to a few sounds, and then we're going to add it to the bus as well, the master bus as well. So let's go ahead and add it to a few sounds and see what this thing can do on some sounds. All right, so I got the Fuel plugin pulled up. It is a very simple plugin. You have your in right here. So if your incoming signal is either too loud or too low, you can go ahead and turn it up or turn it down. And then up here at the top, you have your bypass, your unity gain, live mode, and oversample. You have your out. So once you get done processing everything, if it's too loud or not loud enough, you can turn it up or down. It has your LUFS coming in and your LUFS going out, which is very dope. So you'll pretty much know where your signal is at. You have another knob right here for your compressor and stuff like that. And you have this body thing right here where it adds like more body to the sound. You have your maximizer right here, which is your loud. You have your soft clip right here, and you have a crunch. So you can add a little more crunch to the sound if you need. Then you can add more bass. You can thicken things up as well too, okay? And then you have a wet dry for the mix. And of course, it comes with some presets. So you guys who are not really used to mixing like that, you can go through the presets first and then make adjustments, which that's what I'm probably going to do today. Now, the first sound we're going to use it on is this snare right here, which is kind of like a snare clap combination. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it off and play you the snare by itself. And then I'm going to cut it on. And even in the default state, you're going to hear a slight difference. Okay, it's going to be a little bit more brighter and it's going to sound a little bit better. So let's play with it off. Now let's turn it on. You can hear a difference already. So I'm going to go back and forth with it off and on. You can already hear a difference. So now it sounds pretty cool, but what I want to do is I want to go ahead and add a little bit more body to it. And I want to just, kind of thicken the, the snare stuff up. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Now let's A/B it so you guys can hear the difference. Simple as that, just to thicken the snare up. All right, so now let's go ahead and work on the kick and the bass, and we have the kick and the bass right here, and let's play these back. Sounds pretty decent, but I want that kick to kind of cut through a little bit more, and I want a little bit more body on the kick, and I want that bass to have a little bit more body as well. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the Fuel plugin on each one so I can kind of process both of them separately. Okay, so now it's on the kick, and let's go ahead and process this and try to get it to kind of stick out a little bit more. Now, how I'm gonna make the kick kind of punch through is using the crunch tool right here, and when I use that crunch tool, you will hear the top end of that kick kind of pull out a little bit more. So let's go ahead and add that in there. One knob. That's all I had to use, and this is on the default setting, so it already had a little bit of bass added to it, and it had a little thickness added to it already, and it already sounds good. I don't need to do nothing else to that, all right? So now let's go ahead and mess with the bass so we can get the bass just sounding a little bit thicker, and then it'll work really good with the kick now since the kick is actually kind of poking through a little bit more. So I didn't really do too much to the bass as well. All I did was add in a little bit of thick right here. I didn't even add any body or anything to it. I left the bass that was on the default preset where it was. I added a little bit of a maximization on the maximization knob. And then what I did was I turned it down a little bit on the out so that it wouldn't be louder than what I already had when I didn't have any processing on it. So it wouldn't like be tricking my ears like that. And which you can do that with the unity gain so you guys can hear how it sounds and see how the effect is. You can turn on the unity gain and see, how the effect is without it, messing with the perceived loudness. But I went ahead and turned that down, and this is what we have right now. Sounds good. Let me turn it off real quick. Now let's turn it back on. Very subtle. You don't have to do too much, okay? So now let's go ahead and play the whole beat with just the snare, the bass, and the kick enhanced with Fuel. Sounds much better already, and we made just very small moves. And just to kind of compare everything, I'm going to do an A/B with Fuel turned on, these particular sounds, and with Fuel turned off. So this is with Fuel turned off. Now this is with Fuel turned on. Man, sounds really good. Gave us a little bit of volume, but you can actually turn those down a little bit, but it's very subtle moves and you can hear those drums sticking out a little bit more. Now, the cool thing about this is if you want to use this on your master bus, you can definitely use this on your master bus. So right now, let's go and add Fuel to the master bus. So like I said before, Fuel is like a whole bunch of plugins rolled into one plugin. So now you can go ahead and compress your master. You can turn it up. You can soft clip it, you can add bass, you can add thickness to it, and you can mess with the dry wet knob if you want to go ahead and add more processing after that. So let's just see how this thing will sound with the preset that they have for us already. So as you guys can see, they have a whole bunch of presets for everything that you need. So if you don't really know how to use this, you can just use the preset so you can get started and you can make changes from there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try something a little different. I'm gonna go right here to Veggie Soft Clipper. So now that we did that, it already made some changes to it. It has our soft clipper turned on, and it has the thick turned off, the bass turned off, and it has a little bit of compression and the body turned up a little bit. So let's see how that sounds. All right, cool. Didn't sound too bad. I already turned it up. So let's go ahead and A/B it real quick. That made a huge difference, and I didn't even turn up the maximization on here. Like, I didn't even turn that up. And as you guys can hear, it already made it sound bigger already. And I didn't even add the bass or the thickness to it. And you know what? Let me go ahead and add some of the loud in here so we can go ahead and limit this real quick. And let me just see how it sounds. And I'm gonna add a little thick to it as well. So let's do that. Actually sounded pretty dope, and as you guys can see, we didn't make a lot of drastic moves in here. Only thing we kind of did was mess with the soft clip and then turned up the thick a little bit, and we turned up the limiter, well, the loud, we turned that up, and it sounded decent already. Yeah, as you guys can see, Fuel is a very, very, very dope plugin, and you can get it for the low. It's only 60 bucks. So I think it's something you guys might want to try. Need I say more? If you guys want to go ahead and get this plugin, go ahead and click the link in the video description. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys learned something from it. And like I always say, peace out.